Today we're going to dive into some really important news that I want to share. And that is, it's May and it's National Elder Law Month. And this entire month we're going to be talking all about elder law, your seniors, how to better care for our senior population, whether that's through estate planning or other ways. That's what we're going to be focusing on this month. And I ask you to please call in and send a message in. Let us know what you're thinking about, questions that you have. Maybe you're struggling with caring for an aging relative, whether it's a parent, an aunt, an uncle, or a grandparent. Or maybe you're of that age category yourself and have some concerns. You notice something in your partner as you're getting older, or you just have those concerns in general because you've had friends that have gone through some rough patches. This month is the month that we're going to be focusing and highlighting a lot of those concerns. To start off, I have an important news announcement for today's session. We're going to be talking about elder exploitation. Now, we hear elder abuse in the news, and what elder abuse can be is a wide variety of things, from physical harm to financial theft, whether it's people that you know or people that you don't know. But today we're going to be talking about the top 10 scams that are out there and how we can be mindful of them so that we can educate those in our life that are aging, that are elders, and get that information out to them so that they don't become the 1 in 10 seniors that have been defrauded. And that is a statistic that comes from the National Council on Aging. 1 in 10 seniors, they estimate, and they said seniors to be people that are over 60. So 1 in 10 people that are over 60 have been defrauded on some sort of phone or online scam. So let's help our loved ones, our aging relatives, avoid these scams. But what are these scams? Let's take a look. So the first type of scam that we see, of course, telemarketing scams. People calling and hounding and harassing our loved ones, us, on the phone with certain causes, asking for money, saying that they owe money, things like that. Those are general telemarketing scams. People are giving out information that they shouldn't. Social security number, address, sometimes passwords, really easily, because some of our loved ones are a little more trusting, overly, or susceptible to those types of scams because perhaps they have some cognitive disabilities, some dementia. They're not really aware who they're talking to. The second one, lottery sweepstakes. Oh, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you just won the lottery. Yeah, before we can send you your check, you have to send us $5,000 because we have to clear the taxes, and then we can send you your check out. Believe it or not, this scam works. Third, utility company scams. What's that? Simply somebody who is pretending to be someone from SoCal Edison or some other utility company and claiming that some money is owed. And if they don't pay it in the next 10 minutes, they're going to shut the power off. And so quickly scrambling, unsuspecting seniors are giving that information over, paying bills that they don't even have to people that aren't the utility company. We have the fourth, predatory lending scams. The Los Angeles Times did a really nice piece on this about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, about the predatory lenders that are out there, and it's perfectly legal. Now, this isn't even a fraudulent thing. It is perfectly legal to have these type of loans that are out there, and they prey upon vulnerable individuals, one of whom are your aging relatives, your parents, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents. These are people that are on fixed incomes that are very afraid as they get older about losing money, about not having enough to make it through. And so these lenders prey upon that fear, and they offer some solutions. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, are you afraid about making your bills this month? Well, why don't we just lend you $5,000, and will that get you through? Oh, yes, thank you very much. And unbeknownst to the person who is receiving the money, who's being lended the money, these seniors, is they don't know the price tag for that there is over 100% interest on that loan. Yes, I said 100% interest, not joking. These are real facts. These are real loans, and technically they're legal. What's unfortunate about them is that they're predatory, that they specifically target people that are vulnerable, that aren't going to be making the decision to say no to something that is obviously not a good deal. At-home care provider scams comes in at number 5. So people that come in who are charging unnecessarily for things that they're not supposed to charge for, that they're fudging their timesheets, that they're stealing things or asking to borrow money. These are all types of in-home care provider scams. Now, there are a lot of great in-home care providers. It's a really wonderful service, a really important one for many of us. A lot of us have those situations in our life. We know our own family, loved ones, friends who have relatives that are having great in-home care experiences. This doesn't diminish that at all, and not to say that you shouldn't have an in-home care provider at all. What we're simply saying is that you got to be careful, got to vet individuals that you are inviting into your home or you're bringing into the home of a loved one, and making sure that they are above board. So number 6 comes in at grandparent scams. What's that? Ever get a phone call in the middle of the night? It's pretty jarring, right? Well, what if on the other end of that phone was a person purporting to be your grandchild, a granddaughter, grandson, saying, help, I'm in trouble, I need money fast. And in your confusion in the middle of the night, you're not realizing, hey, that's not Johnny's voice, that's not Susie's voice, and you're running to get your wallet and giving out the credit card to help them out of whatever fabricated jam that they're in. 7, jury duty scam. Phone call from the court. You missed jury duty, Mr. Smith. Last week you should have been here. There's a warrant for your arrest. We can take care of it, though. Since I have you on the phone, so glad that I caught you before the warrant got issued. If you just pay me $500, we'll clear it all up today. And what happens? A lot of times, Mr. Smith, or I should say 1 in 10 times, Mr. Smith is paying that $500 to make sure that he doesn't get arrested for a non-warrant and a jury duty he never had. IRS scam. Same idea. Someone calling from the IRS saying, you owe us money, we're going to file criminal charges unless you pay us all the back taxes. And back taxes are, you fill in the thousands of dollars. Number 9, Medicare card scam. What's that? Well, there was a new Medicare card that was issued this year. In years past, there were Social Security numbers on the actual cards. They got rid of that, and they issued new cards, Medicare cards, to everyone who's on Medicare. So you imagine lots of cards went out. So if you're 65 and older and you're on Medicare, you have a new card this year, and you know what I'm talking about. Well, the scam is that these cards went out automatically. You didn't have to request it, but the scam is that people were calling and saying, gee, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, would you like your new Medicare card? Oh, yes, I would. Well, that's going to cost you a couple $100 in order for us to send it. So we're kind of waiting for you to send us that money. You may have got that notice before. If you missed it, yeah, you got to do it by this deadline. Oh, how about right now? And then, of course, Mrs. Smith pays the money for the Medicare card that she didn't need to. And number 10 in our top 10 scams is probably one that we're definitely going to have to be looking closely at in the years to come as more and more baby boomers age into the senior population. It's online dating. Online dating is huge nowadays for lots of people. Usually we think about a younger population on Tinder and other dating sites. But it is affecting the senior demographic. Of those that are 50 to 64, this is a large demographic for the online dating sites. In fact, they're focusing on this demographic as being very profitable. Unfortunately, online dating sites have contributed to about $210 million in losses in the last 5 years. That's Yes, I said $210 million in the last 5 years. Over 15,000 victims on online dating sites, a lot of whom were seniors. So educating our senior population, educating our parents who may be on, have been divorced, or they're widows or widowers, and they're on the online dating. They're very trusting. They don't know how things work. Teaching them how to utilize safety parameters on Facebook, keep things secret and private. Good habits of not to share certain information. Make sure you vet the other individual on the other side by doing your own sleuthing, by going and checking them out on the internet. Do they have a presence? Is this a stock photo? that they're using that is easily replicated. You can put that through the old Google machine, and you can use images and see if this image is coming up multiple times. It's probably a stock image, not a real person. Does this person have a presence on other social media sites? What are they saying? What's the conversation that they're having with you? Are they simply repeating things that they claim to know about you because they can see it on Facebook, or do they really know that about you? A lot of times they're trying to find some common ground that really isn't there to build that trust. Tinder has actually a really great checklist of things to do, things not to do when on the site, and how to protect yourself. Other online dating sites are doing something similar. So it's incumbent upon us, though, to make sure that we're bringing that to the table, having the conversations with our aging relatives about what's going on, and arming them with this information about what to do when the phone rings and when someone's on the other line demanding money, or saying that they're somebody, that before they reach into their pocketbooks, their wallets, and start spending some money, that they really need to be vigilant. So there you have it, our top 10 scams that are affecting, unfortunately, our senior community today. Be on the lookout. Spend the time this month. Educate, inform, and together we can certainly rise above a lot of this. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for your time. As always, a pleasure to be here on Nuggets with Knowledge. Please send me some topics to talk about. A lot of you have been great with that, having some really good conversations with people. Get on and like us here on Facebook, and whenever I go live, it'll pop up on your feed. You all know how it works. Appreciate the support. Email me. Whatever you like. If you have questions and topics that you want to know about the rest of this month, remember it's Elder Law Awareness Month, so bring me your topics you want to hear about when it comes to taking care of our aging population, and happy to dive into it. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.